Hey guys, I'm gonna see who's gonna join me for a late night chat. Let's see who's up. See if anybody up for a late night chat tonight. Hey, Big Reed, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm on here. Hey, Acquired Taste. Good to see y'all. Look, I just jumped on here right quick. I didn't get a chance to come on earlier. So I said, I'm going to see who will for a late night little chat. A late night little chat. I hope y'all staying safe. Big Reed said, I'm doing well. Good. Good, y'all. You said, who you been yelling at? Nobody today. Oh, you said I am good. Y'all know my voice scary. My kids be saying it be seem like I be yelling. You know, have y'all ever just met people who voice loud naturally? Like these people are not the ones to whisper to. Cause they whisper is loud. Like my whisper is loud, y'all. I'm not that one. Don't try to whisper nothing to me and think I'm made to whisper back. I'm just telling you. That's good. Ooh. Every time that quiet taste come out, he had me laughing. He just be saying something silly, it make me laugh. Um, but and y'all know I love to laugh, honey. And they're like a good side crack before you go to bed. It make you rest better. Uh, but that's good. Big Reed, is this your first time on here? Oh, your name don't sound familiar. Like you might be new, but if you are new, welcome on. Make sure you subscribe and check out some of the videos I got on here. See if you find them helpful. But anyway, I just stuck my head in here. See if y'all having questions, comments, or anything. Maybe y'all want to talk about um, before I went to bed, because I didn't get a chance to come on earlier, like I said. You said you've been meaning to look at the last two you dropped off. Oh, honey, them last two was good. Oh my goodness. We looked at a lot of the spiritual reasons why people hate you. And some of them we already know, but uh, I kind of went down a list. It was 25 of them. Not to say that's all, but then toward the end, we went ahead and got to some of the carnal reasons too. Cause let's face it, we dealing with carnal-minded people, and sometimes people it ain't got to be super spiritual or deep why people don't like you. Sometimes it's just for carnal reasons. Hey, Frankie. You say you haven't forgot that email. You say you just dealing with some things before I email you because I've been very emotional. Wow. Well, sis, I hope you okay. Because you know what? That's one thing, real talk, as females especially, we have to check our emotions, you know, like we really, really do. But then all at the same time, sometimes being a black woman too, it's like people look at you like you not supposed to have any, like you supposed to be super hard and super tough, like you not supposed to have any. But it is healthy ways, to express your emotions. But it do help when you have someone that you can talk to, vent to, somebody who can relate to you, so you don't have to keep all that stuff bottled up, because sometimes that can cause illnesses in people's body. And I had did a video on spiritual roots of certain illnesses, you know. And sometimes that's it, just keeping stuff locked up, bottled away, bottled up emotions where people just hadn't had a chance to release all this stuff. But I understand, honey, because, hey, Mr. Wise, you scared the crap out of me with the filter. Y'all know this be my incognito mode when I be coming on late night, so y'all don't see me looking like murder sand. I be hiding, y'all. I be hiding late at night. I ain't mean to scare you, Mr. Wise. Well, welcome on, brother. A quiet taste says, Frankie, maybe you should try a multivitamin. You said multivitamin. It's like every message I've been hearing, it's like the Most High is moving me in a new direction for the better of me. Yeah, and then sometimes too, honey, you have to check your environment. Let me get this out. Who is around you? I said, who? I'm trying to get it out. Who is around you? The company you keeping. Because sometimes, let me tell you something too, especially as some people say empath, but it's the same as saying a prophetic person. I'm just saying these terms are interchangeable. Sometimes you be picking up on other people's stuff that ain't even yours. I'm just telling you. And you got to learn how to separate it. I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just saying. Especially, I'll give you an example, especially if you can look around, look at your life, and you be like, dang, I might ain't got every single thing I want, but for the most part, I'm straight. For the most part, I'm good. And you really don't have a reason to be feeling no type of way, and you still be feeling that way, then you have to check. Just check and see if you picking up on other people's stuff that's around you. Because I give you an example. It's been people come around me, ooh, excuse me, and all of a sudden I feel like I just give you this example. I remember this was an older black female. She, as soon as she came, looked like into my environment, all of a sudden I started feeling like this feeling of jealousy, feeling of envy. And I'm like, what is it? Why do this? Why am I feeling like this? And I'm like, but when I check myself, I'm like, that's not nothing, that I do. Why every time this person come around me, I keep picking up on this spirit around. And this was because this was the type spirit this person had and was harboring. I'm just telling you. So I would check that too. Let me see. Those bubbles are the worst. Sometimes I do have them bubbles on. But child, you just do however, just you be out here sometimes waiting for people to come on. It's a source of entertainment, child. I take all the one one a day. Yeah. And then Frankie said, yes, sister, I put everyone out and I keep it moving. The people that I be around at work is like everyone is sinning. And I'm like, damn, I gotta live right. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Honey, that work atmosphere, and I don't care what line of work you do, you still have to, you have to be around other people that's not believers. And sometimes it can be frustrating. Uh, and sometimes they have certain habits, and you doing your best not to, you doing your best to live right, but you still got to have interactions with these people also, picking up on energy that's not your own. And then, oh yeah, I remember one time too. I was around. Oh, and it was real bad too. I was around this one lady. This when I was in school one time, and I had to do community service as part of an assignment to get, we had to do a certain number of hours for community service. And I went to this one place where it's supposed to be like a churchy like place where they do donations. But I was in there. They assigned me to go help this older white lady in there. And I mean, y'all, I'm talking about I was feeling hot, like somebody not like you got a sweater on and then you sitting in front of a heater, like a space heater, like my skin and everything was just feeling hot. Like I was feeling hot, hot, hot around this lady. And then I started picking up on a feeling of just like racism. Like this lady is racist. Like but she hadn't said nothing. So it's like, how could, I be feeling like this? And then after a while, y'all know what happened? She made a racist slur. It's almost like she couldn't wait to make it. It's like I started picking up on it first, but then when she said it with such a sense of urgency, like it was something she had to get off of her chest. I'm telling you, like this stuff be crazy, y'all. It be crazy. I'm just telling you, and you have to be around these jokers. It's not a joke, and sometimes it's so draining and be taxing on you. Like as if you ain't got enough. I'm just saying, dealing with family and stuff like that. That's enough. Then you got to go and deal with these people on the job. Mr. Y says it's time to get some new glasses. What's your cash app so I can order you some? I need to get some as well. No, it ain't that. It's that I see better close up without my glasses. And my husband was telling me I probably should have got what you call it, like a no line, probably bifocal thing, so I wouldn't have to do all this because it used to be like that. But hey, the older you get, hey. Let's see. And then Frankie said she showed her true colors. Who? Oh, you talking about that lady I was talking about? Yes, honey. And then, the lady who was in charge, she overheard it, and then they try to hurry up and get you out of there, try to cover up for 'em. Because she heard and anybody with ears can, if you heard it, you already knew it was a racial slur, trying to refer to me as a monkey. But I'm just like, hell, well, when you look at a monkey, they lips look like white people lips, so why would you say a black person resembles a monkey? I'm just being real, dude. It's like, I'm just being real, y'all. I remember somebody had did a side by side picture of a monkey with a white person. And they was like, now who looked like the damn monkey? I said, wow. I mean, it'd be the darndest things, it'd be the darndest things. But I'm not a racist person, but hey, truth is truth, honey. You say it's like I feed into everybody else's spirit, but when people drain me, I'm too drained for my own issues in life. Yes, it be like that too, and honey, let me tell you. I know exactly what you're talking about. You go learn too to not entertain some of these jokers. Cause let me tell you, some people they will drain you dry, drain all the energy out of you. And then when you finish, they don't even use none of the advice, none of the wisdom, nothing that you shared with them. It was just a complete waste of time and energy and effort. And some of these people, they know exactly what they be doing. These what I call the time consumers, time wasters, and they just energy vampires. And you just gotta learn how to recognize these jokers. Sometimes you can tell with the words, the limbo, the type talk they be talking on whether or not to engage with them or shit. You know what I'm saying? Let them get too much of your time. Hey, Nick D. Yes, because honey, when I tell you, uh, when I was working or whatever, the way the way our department was situated, it was on a hallway full of different other offices, and I'm talking about all these office doors could be open. They had like a health nurse office, another type of nurse office. Then they had respiratory, and they had somebody else office. I think it was a nutritionist or something. But everybody doors could be open on that hallway. And these people can be in there minding their business, didn't have to worry about nobody coming in there harassing them. But people would, when they got to my door, they had to come in. I mean, they come in and throw themselves in a chair and just start talking to you, telling you all their business and problems as if you invited them in, like your door said, shrink. It's like, hey, can you get out here? I'm just telling you, but this is a part of it, and they feel comfortable doing that. People drawn to the light. I'm just letting you know, they are. That's why people be doing that stuff, and that's why they feel so comfortable talking and sharing personal stuff with you. Um, a quiet taste said, "You too real to be hide, sis. Real auntie. We want to see your face. Yeah, whatever. A quiet taste. You just want to laugh tonight. You want to laugh like you ain't finna laugh off me tonight. I was planning on getting that from you. Want to laugh. Want to sit up and laugh." uh, and Frankie said, "Yes, I understand." Uh, are you from Mississippi? Now, from Georgia. I'm from Georgia, girly. You know me, sis. Mm-hmm. Yes, I know your quiet taste. Want to get your a good laugh in tonight so you can rest well. Give me one. Oh my goodness. But y'all, I'm telling you, you gotta learn how to protect yourself from these people. And sometimes You got to learn how to, y'all know how they say narcissistic people ghost. They be ghosting people. Sometimes you got to learn how to ghost people. Like stay out of their sight, stay out of because they some of them they come and seek you. They come to seek you out. Like busy yourself. Don't entertain these jokers because they be draining. Even on the phone, even just talking to them. Even just talking to them. And I had, oh my goodness, I had an aunt like that. It's like, please, don't, you can't, it's like, please get up. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me on this phone. I mean, by the time you get off the phone, you be ready to ram your head into a wall. I'm just telling you. Big Reed says, thank you. And then Frankie said, oh, okay. You said, okay, you from Mississippi. My husband got some relatives around Mississippi. Big Reed said, I would check out your material. Please do. I'm sure you will find some very interesting stuff on there. I'm just telling you, very interesting, helpful topics, because that's what I try to do on this channel. Talk about, stuff that's relative, and then also shed a light onto darkness, stuff that be going on, evil stuff people be doing, you know. And it's like the Lord's people be sleep. Some of them. You got to help these people along. Wake them up. Frankie said, they be saying the same thing. Yes! Oh my goodness. Like a broken record. And that is a sign. Like some of them, when you talk to them, you're going to hear the same thing. And some of it, these people are rehearsing deep hurts or emotional wounds and stuff, and you can tell that they harboring unforgiveness toward a person, and they keep talking about it. They keep talking about this particular person, this particular incident, and what they did to them, and how they did it, and how at the end of the day they is the victim. And I can't, I can't, I can't sit up here and listen to a broken record all day. Yep, nothing positive. It's always something negative. And then the crowd, they say, y'all can like the video on the way out. Hey, hey, I appreciate it. Y'all like this video on the way in and out. How about that? But yes, and y'all know I was thinking earlier about how I might do a live on how everybody got a Simon the Sorcerer in their family. I was just thinking about that. And y'all probably like, what are you talking about? What do you mean everybody got a Simon the Sorcerer in their family? Y'all do know everybody got a witch in their family. And probably more than one. But that's why I was thinking about earlier today. Because I said, you know what? That is so true. And sometimes a lot of the issues and problems people might be having. Yes, I'm trying to tell you. And when I'm telling y'all this, I'm telling y'all from personal experience. A lot of issues and stuff people may be having is because of the sorcerer, the witch in your family. I'm just telling you. And the people, people find it so hard to believe. And this is whether they realize they're a witch or not. You said my people are witches from the SIP. You said from Mississippi. Yeah, but some of these jokers, they know what they're doing, and they've been doing it for a while. They've been doing it for a while, and they know exactly what they're doing, and that's their intention. That is their intention, and they don't care who head got a roll for them to stay on top, for them to have money and whatever else they need at the expense of other people. I'm just telling you. I told you I knew this Haitian girl, this when I was in the world, and didn't even know this dog this dog, that's another thing. It's no way to know someone that does stuff like that and for them not to do it on you, because nobody is off limits with these people. So when I was in the world, oh honey, she had witchcraft me. The Lord showed me all that once I came to, yeah. And how her auntie was a straight up devil worshiper, and was selling people's souls to the devil for money. Yeah, Nick D say you are right. Yes. And people find it hard to believe. And let me tell you who some of them is. It's some of the ones they so, oh my goodness. They've been so used to being, just think about your family for a minute, first of all. I want y'all to think about your family members. Think about the ones, I want you to go back to childhood and think about the ones who, because it's always like it's not many usually of the people that may be successful in your family, or that you as a child thought was successful. You know how you might look at this one particular person in your family versus everybody else around you, everybody else poor and broke or struggling, but not this person. This person got everything. They got the car, they got the house, they seem to be the only one doing good. And it's a reason why. That's the reason why. And this person is always, these people are huge flatterers. You know, they are huge flatterers, and they love to be idolized by everyone else in the family. They are the ones, and some of these jokers have even spoken words, declared word curses, really, that they gonna always be the one in the family on top, or say it's a certain profession too, or something they in. Like for instance, let's say, because I do respiratory, right? Let's say, what if I was like that, right? Let's say, what if I was like that, and I just declared I'm gonna be the only one blase in respiratory therapy in this family. And then here go, we'll say somebody else in this family, maybe they saw that I did respiratory. And they said, you know what, that look, my cousin or my auntie Melissa, it looked like she enjoyed that field, looked like that field paid her well. This is something I might be interested in, right? But then this person go to pursue the same thing, and they catching all kinds of hell in this field. And it's like it seemed like they ain't having no type of breakthrough. And these people are so intelligent. Like, these people are smart. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with they smarts. They study, they do everything they supposed to do. But they just can't seem to break through in that particular area. Like, this is why. I be telling y'all, like, and it's people like that in families. And they want to be the only one in your family they want to be the only one that have money, wealth. They want to be the only one that's doing good. They want to be superior and idolized. And if you are someone who knows that, like me, for instance, and I can use my own family for example, you become a target and a threat to these people. You know, you are a threat to them, because one, you know exactly what the hell they doing, and two, they look at you as a threat. One, of exposing them. Two, of surpassing them, or anything that you may do that they deem to be successful. They don't want anybody to be above them. You know, it's like they look at you as competition, basically. And it's people and families that do that. It's unfortunate that some of these people just have, I call it the nigger mindset. And by saying that, I'm not saying it's just because of a race. You know, when I say the word nigger, I'm talking about a type of person, but it's not. I'm not referring to race, because you can be white, you could be Chinese or whatever, Asian. um, and still have that nigga mindset. I'm just telling you. And I've seen this. And I thought it was so interesting or important that I said I may do a live on it. Because that then see this help y'all to know areas you need to be praying in. Like it's not even a joke. If you want to see breakthrough in your life, and this is why too you have to live right. You got to live a holy lifestyle. You can't be out there in sin and you got these type jokers in your family. You can't. I'm just telling you. But this is just some of the stuff, like I said, I notice stuff like that. And if y'all really look at y'all family, like I said, y'all notice little patterns of evil, little stuff that people do. And then on top of that, nobody else won't say nothing about it or to these people. But you be the only one shedding the light on it. And then they be trying to shush you. Look, shush you. Girl, you know that's your auntie. You can't, don't say that. Or boy, you know that's your uncle. You know that's your uncle. You have respect for him. While they working their witchcraft on everybody else. Um, Big Reed said, very disrespectful. What is disrespectful? You saying that's what they be saying? But this is just some of the stuff we be up against, y'all. And I look at it, I just be putting the light on it, shedding the light on it, because it's important to know. As everybody be on that, thinking they enemy way out there in the street somewhere. And some of them might be sleeping with them. They be in their family. Boy, that be one of the hardest things for people to get in this life. That's what I've seen. Anyway. That's what I've seen. Have any of you all noticed any patterns in y'all families? Anything crazy? Anything off? Are you the only one notice it? Let me know. Drop me a line. Look, y'all done got quiet on me on here. If 5 people on here, y'all gonna talk. Y'all having late nights talk amongst yourselves. Y'all gonna talk to me. And y'all gonna talk to me. I'm looking at the chat. Nick said, I wish I could tell you. Well, what's stopping you, Nick? What, it's too long? Sure, Nick. Talk about show your face. Hey, Why are you so interested in seeing? If you want to see my face, go look at video. Then I just tell you I'm in incognito mode. Well, why are you so interested in seeing my face? I'm a married woman. Um, but I know what you say you know what I'm talking about. I got you, Nick. Yeah. But those be some of the ones. Those be some of the ones and if you really start paying, and this is what I noticed, when you really start to waking up and you start paying attention even to what they say, cause and they've been telling you, some of them been telling you all along exactly who they was and what they was doing. But it's like you never pay any attention. It's like you be blinded. That's why I say, you know what why I call them Simon the Sorcerer. Because they have everybody fooled in the family thinking that they some great one. They have everybody fooled. And when you go, if you say anything against this person, it's like they attack you. They be instantly ready to shut you down. And that's the same thing goes along with when people, most people who get molested. Most people who get molested is by somebody that's close to the family or in the family. And if people was to really expose who did it, child, I think everybody would just fall out. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these people, they have them on such a pedestal. They have blinded these people, making them think that they some great one because of their flattering words, you know. Um, and they do such a good job on the outside of wearing the mask. These people are very covert at what they do. But behind closed doors, they're a whole nother different person. And most of them, they be beating. These be the ones, they be done beat the church door down. They beat you getting in the church. They get the biggest offering, honey, and they brag about how much offering they give. And some of them get positions and stuff in the church, honey. You can't talk, oh, honey, not sister so-and-so. She been at this church for over 20 years. Like, it's hard to, it's almost like it's a stronghold in these people's mind. I think that's why they like to keep control so they don't get, yes, absolutely. And remember, manipulation, intimidation, and control is all witchcraft. Hence, Simon the Sorcerer. That's what I see exactly. That's exactly why I put it like that. Simon the Sorcerer. I never trust people that brag about doing stuff for charity. I know it. They got to let you know. They got to let you know, but it's only certain people they like to let know, and that's the people who they like to compete against. They like to tell you every plan, everything they plan on doing, like, cause they always competing against you. Now you sitting up here, you're not that type to be voicing every single thing you do. And while they sitting up here telling you how much they done gave in charity or in offerings, you thinking to yourself, well, I know I done did my share, I done gave more than that, and I didn't feel the need to brag or boast about it. But this is what they do because they are in secret competition with you. You are their competition also. Yeah, that's why. Child, it's crazy though. It be crazy though at times. You said, thanks for teaching me about how control and domination is witchcraft. I never thought about it so clearly. Yes, absolutely. And this is why, I was talking to Frankie. Well, when Frankie brought up about, like emotions, like you got to remember your mind, will, and emotions makes up your soul, you know. That's who you are. It makes up your soul. And if you having issues in that area, you really want to see why, you know, because sometimes this is the work of witches. I'm just telling you. You get somebody that can affect your mind, your will, or your emotions, and they know it. And all they have to do is press a certain button. I'm just telling you. You got to keep all of your faculties intact, be in control of it at all times, especially your mind, your will, and your emotions. So this is also how they able to manipulate and control people, you know. Hence, that's why I be telling y'all, even about these and them crown witches is the worst. I keep telling y'all. They love to act, they act specifically on your emotions to reel you in into the witchcraft. That's why they got to get you emotionally, they hit you right there in your emotional spot, in your emotions. They got to get you to worked up, feeling all sorry for them and everything, so you feel obligated, or you feel so sorry for them. You want to hand over your check. I'm just telling you. They one of the worst kinds. And then they be knowing exactly who to come to. That's why I be saying, like, start peeping that. Start peeping how they know exactly who to come and hit with they the fake crime. They know exactly who to come to. They bypass several people just to get to you. Because they know it's gonna work on you. They know how you get off in your feelings and off in your emotions. They know they'll be able to get it to work on you. Pity party. And then Nick D said, I need to learn better how not to let people get my goat. You say I'm surrounded by this type of people. They will. Nick D, and I'll tell you for personal experience. Once you start realizing who these people are, don't give them your ear. I'm just telling you. Because once they have your ear, they know you'll listen. You not entertain them the first time, they keep coming back. It's like when these jokers come up around you, you got to make yourself scarce. You pretend like you don't care, or get away from them. Find a reason. Make yourself busy where you just don't have time to listen. Cause it's they study people. The whole while you don't even realize you being studied. Why they sitting up here telling you whatever it is they telling you to act on your emotions. They sitting up here watching you. They watching you though. Watching your body language. They looking at how you responding, what you say back. They dissecting every word you say to see if it's empathetic, or you being empathetic toward their situation, so they'll know if they need to go on. Should I go on further with my lies or my witchcraft tactic? Do I need to increase it? Do I need to throw in the tears with the words? They just that's how I go. Like, say they coming to you, right? Let's say they come to you. Y'all know I like to use the one about that light bill. Cause this is like this one of their favorite ones. That light bill, about that light bill, do. They'll come to you first to start off, Nick. Yeah, things just been kind of rough. This pandemic going on and stuff, like it just been kind of rough, me and the kid. And I know, and this light bill, when I tell you, it just look like it's just going through the roof. I just don't know what we gonna do around here. That's the opening statement. That's their opening statement. This is the test to see if how you going to respond. to see if they can go further. Well, if you decide to listen and entertain it, be like, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. Yeah, you right. You right. The light bill been off the charts lately. So now you done entertained it. So now now they like, yeah, let me continue. So now they finna go into the whole spat on how uh they don't have enough money now. And if you continue to entertain it, or if you kind of fall back off of it, I'm gonna throw the tears in there now. I'm gonna try to reel you back in because I need this money. I'm finna get this money from you. I'm just telling you, this how they do. They pull out little and some of the people in the narcissistic world, they call it the SHIT test. That's what they call it. You say you hear me, okay. But that's what they call it. And it's almost like a bully. Just think about how a bully chooses who they gonna bully. Okay. If they come for you the first time and you don't stand up for yourself, then they know they got them somebody. They can come back. They're gonna come back and they're gonna continue to bully you because you didn't say anything. You allowed it to go on without any type of resistance. So now you gonna get bullied. That's how it go. It's the same way. It's the same way. But the ones who they know turned on, Nick, and the ones who gonna ask questions, you know, the ones that's gonna ask questions, they ain't finna go along with that. Oh, honey, they don't like you. You a troublemaker. Why you always gotta ask questions? Just send me the money. Just send me the money. Don't ask me no questions. Just believe what I tell you and send the money. That's how I go. That's how I go. But I hope that makes sense. That's what we got to be watching out for stuff like that. Because the Lord ain't put us here to be manipulated and controlled by anyone. He don't do it. So why would we allow anybody else to do it? That's good. You said make sense. Good. Big Read. Um, you said that was in reference to the racist lady you worked with. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I got you on Big Read. It's the timing of it. I'm like, I got you now, little brother. But yes, and like I said, some of the places in particular that we have the most warfare. You say I know people that spend hold on, that spend $100 on cocaine, but want me to buy them a coffee. Woo! Child buy Nick D. And that be them. That be them. They got money for them drugs now. Honey, they will lie, steal, cheat, whatever they got to do. But whatever addiction it is, oh, honey, they going to get the money for it. And they don't care who head got a roll for it. I'm just telling you. I done seen people in my family steal money from their mother on her deathbed. And I'm talking about literally steal it from up under her. Cause you know how like older people be keeping money and stuff in their pillow, trying to keep it close to them. I have seen people, the mother was on her deathbed and he's stealing money out of the pillow that she's laying her head on. Who does that? Big Reed says, so was the Haitian lady trying to harm you? Do you believe someone that you don't even know personally can sell your soul? No, I'm talking about that's what her family was doing. That's what her family was doing because they was into that. That's the whole thing. Her family was into it. Um, okay, you said so was the Haitian lady trying to harm you? Yes, yes. And once I came up out of it, the Holy hey Miss T, the Holy Spirit had showed me she had actually put witchcraft on me. Yes. And that's how come I know. And I tell y'all, I be speaking from personal experience. You have to live a holy life. Cause you be like, well, how is somebody able to witchcraft a person if they uh, are a believer in Christ? Honey, if you ain't living right, remember, let's take this thing back. Let's take this thing back to biblical, to the Bible, to the biblical days, even. Remember when um who was it? It was the children of Israel. And I always get the name mixed up, but I think it's Balak. Um, Balak and Balaam. I get the names mixed up, but y'all can help me out with that if y'all remember which one was the one who did the cursing. But he couldn't curse them. The bottom line is he could not curse them because they was not in sin. They wasn't living in sin. And nobody can curse who God have blessed. Or a curse can't come without a cause, right? So what they did was, right? So the curse could, so they could curse them. They got the children of Israel to sin by going to go sleep with these women, fornication. They got them off into sin. So now it's an opening. Hey, it's an opening. And I just told you this was back in the day. Oh, honey, it was a huge opening. I was living a lascivious lifestyle. Child, please. That's what I'm telling you. So, yes. But that's what something they did in their family. Um, Miss T says, hey everyone, what's the topic? Not really a topic, but we was talking about the Simon the sorcerers and people family. That's basically what what we had got on. You know, when I do these little late night chats, excuse me, it kind of be open and be random. What you know, if you have a question on a particular thing, a topic, or anything that I did a live or a video about, uh, are we talking about which? Yeah, you know, somehow we always find our way back to that topic. But that's because it's so prevalent, especially in the family. And then people, like I said, sometimes people be going through and they don't realize why. And then it also open your eyes to, like I said, why we have to live a holy life. Ain't no ifs, ands, or but about it. Then you ain't got to worry about who the witch is and what they doing. Because see, it's not gonna work on you. But I tell people this too. Um, if you're not living that abundant life that the Lord, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, uh, um, gave to us from His death on the cross, He came so we could have life and have it more abundantly. Then you need to check some areas. It's something going on. It's something wrong. It is something wrong. Just think about that for a minute. It's not just words. He came so we can have life and have it more abundantly. And no, all of it don't mean just material possessions, but I mean, yeah, and everybody, sometimes you do go through some things, but if this is a consistent in your life, poverty, debt, lack, all the time, something's wrong with that. Something is wrong with that. And I would check that area, which is what we're talking about. Miss T said, okay. Yeah. So this is some, like I said, this just be some of the hidden stuff that people just don't And like I said, people don't think about this, and they love ignorance. They love ignorance. So why somebody got to sit up here and convince you of this stuff? They out here still working it, and that's why the Bible even say uh uh these witchcraft workers and stuff like that, they are wiser than children of the light. They are wiser because they been had this stuff figured out. They know all about the spiritual realm and all of that. You ain't got to convince them, they know. And that's where they go and do their dirty work and then come back and watch it manifest on you. While you still over here trying to convince them somebody in their family is the witch. I'm just telling you. They're like, no, it's not. That's Auntie so and so. Child, please. Well, with all that being said, I have experienced death in the bloodline family due to them wishing evil on the next. Some will just become sick or even jail uh, due to ongoing evil ways. Yes. Yeah. And you'll see that too sometimes. You'll see this is what I was talking about evil patterns. Evil patterns, you know. And that should also be alarming. You okay, like, what is going on? What is going on? That should raise a brow, make you have some questions or something. But that's why the ones of us that do know, you have to be praying. You have to intercede, be that intercessor for your family. Like, you got to spend time praying. The Jamaicans I was raised around talked and laughed about a lot of things that they have seen people go through. Hold on, seen people go through due to their spoken words and wishes on their co-workers. Wow. Church member, exes, etc. Put pure evil. Yeah. And I was just telling them, like, these jokers, and they'll sit right there and watch it work. They enjoy it and watch these people go around in circles. And they know what they done did, and they sit there and watch it work on them. I feel sorry for their offspring. Yep, they're going to be fighting off demons in their lives and trying to figure out where did they come from. Yes, and that is so true. Your mama and daddies. Yeah, that is so true. It's so true. Whether people believe it or not, honey. When you, like I said, it this don't be no hearsay. If you have experienced this type of stuff in your family and you finally get free, then you'll be able to see. You will know. It'll be revealed to you too who the witches are and how they still got so many of the other people. It's like just still blinded. And it's like you could just pretty much save your breath when you trying to turn other people on. You trying to, sometimes when you go, you be like, well, I'm going to tell. You be like, I'm going to tell them, uh, Auntie so-and-so, what, I'm going to tell them about what she be doing. Child, you can have a picture of them doing it and they will still question it because they have blinded them. They really have blinded them into making them think they some great one. And they done been doing it for years, and it's just so hard for them to believe. It's almost like these people have become their idol too. Just think about like the respect that you have had for a lot of the like say some of your aunts and uncles growing up, right? You know, and it's a respect there because of their position, because of their role or whatever in the family. So it's a level of respect that you've always had for them. Well, imagine if someone come and tell you that your auntie or your uncle is a witch or a warlock. You see what I'm saying? And it's like it's hard to for you to just phantom that because you like, oh, this my favorite uncle or aunt. That's my favorite. They always have since I was a little kid, you know. And you just don't want to believe nothing like that. Honey, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's all I can tell you. It's unfortunate. But honey, I be thanking the Lord for exposing it and just learning not to be a respecter of persons. And to steal. The Bible tells us to test every spirit. No, you don't just put your guards down because you around people you know. So you just figure you can let your guards down. No, you test every spirit that you come in contact with. I'm just telling you. That's how you have to be. And that's just the way I think now. You know, I know the covert narc parent I had has done many people wrong in life. So I just tell myself he is dead because when their enemies can find them, they repay them. They go for their offspring for payback. Oh yeah. I done heard of that too. Some, but honey, that's why you have to live right. You really do. Yeah, I done heard of that too. But that so-called get back. They can't get you, they'll get the next person close to you or something like that. But honey, that's why you have to I pray for your family. Keep everybody covered in the blood, honey. Blood of Jesus. But y'all got any questions? Anything else y'all would like to add or say before I get off of here tonight? But yeah, I'm gonna see what I end up doing another live about. Or if I just do a video. How do you go about changing your name? Oh my goodness, Misty, you be asking the darndest questions, girl. How do you go about changing your name? Any good prayers to fight against sorcerers? You remember those prayer books that always be recommended to y'all? Nick, do you ever caught me? You done caught me on lives before when I always be recommending these prayer books. I always invest in good prayer material, and it's just one book in Pacific. It's called I think it's called Throwing Down Evil Altars and stuff because that's where they go and do their dirty work. They always create a nasty evil altar where they could do their conjuring. But this is one book I have that is specifically geared toward overthrowing evil altars. Invest. And these books don't cost that much, and honey, it's worth every penny. It's worth every penny because when you are new coming into this, uh, you may not know exactly what to pray. We being new, we of course, we used to just doing, our regular supplication and prayers to the Lord. Lord's Prayer. You might say a little few things extra and that's it, but you have to get into spiritual warfare praying. And I just advise you to invest in scripture-based prayer books. And I always recommend them and link them sometime in my description box below. I may try to link a few after I get off of here, but definitely some of my other videos, some of them have those prayer books. That's what I would do. I would get those. I would definitely get the one overthrowing evil altars and Prayers That Rout Demons. It's a brown hardback book. Those are like two of the main ones I will have in my arsenal of prayer books. Yes. And they don't cost that much. I told y'all I be on Amazon, honey. I'm waiting for my book to come now. And this new book I said I was gonna do a live on, it's about breaking ungodly soul ties, because that's another one, y'all. That is another one that I am big on. I am big on that. Because that's another thing with these people. The ones that be working in witchcraft, they have soul ties also with these people. Some of them are natural soul ties, you know, but they can become ungodly when this person perverts it. And that's another reason why it'd be so hard to break the this person to come from under that control of this person, because they have a soul tie. They have a demonic soul tie with this person. And it's like they can't even see what they're doing. It's like they are completely blinded. Even if they caught the person red-handed, they'll still be in denial. That's how blinded they are. You said your names can also, well, the Lord gonna give us a new name anyway, Miss T. So I ain't too big on the name thing. But when you get married, your last name gonna change anyway. Cause that's how I was. When I got married, I was like, no, I don't want to hyphen my name. Just drop the whole thing. Just drop the whole thing, boo. That's how you do that. Your last name gonna change anyway. But yeah, Nick D, those some good books. And I tell you another one. I don't know if this one still be on Amazon, but this other one is called Spiritual Diagnosis. That's another good one that I had in my arsenal. That's a really good one too. Miss T says, RT for real. Some people have to change their name to help release them from some of the curses over their life, because their narc is called in so much negative things. You talking about your last name, right, Miss T? When people hear my late name, hold on, your last name, they run and put me in a bad category. And that's even worse for me, because the narc family already had me as a scapegoat. I would drop my last name in a second. Yes. But that's one of the ways that I know to do it. And like I said, honey, I ain't hesitate. And some of these Jezebels, especially, they can be married, they'll never drop their last name. They won't ever take their husband's last name, and that's another sign that you're dealing with a Jezebel. You said first and last. Girl, you don't need to change your first name. Talk about first and last. Your last name. I see your first name. Ain't nothing wrong with your first name. It's just the last name, I think. But that's another thing too. You say I understand what you said, but that's another thing too. People going to that's why you can't really worry about what people gonna think anyway, or worry about so much as your reputation and stuff like that. Man, you just can't worry about it. I'm just telling you, cause people they gonna always talk about you in the first place. They gonna do and say whatever. You can be the best person in the world. People still gonna talk about you. Probably come up with all types of rumors about you and everything else. It loses its power when you don't care, when you don't give it any attention. That's when it loses power. And those people you talking about running away from you, it's probably a good thing. It's probably, remember, a lot of times, rejection is God's protection. Just remember that one. I'm trying to tell you. And they probably don't need to be around you in the first place. And that's another thing. And this is one I had to learn. You got to get used to being by yourself sometime. You do. Because in this life, I'm just telling you, it is not good to have a lot of friends anyway. And the Bible even tell you that. It said a person with too many friends will come to ruin. Ruin. Okay? So it's not good to have a lot of friends, people around you like that. And you just got to get used to doing stuff solo, rolling solo. Hats off to you if you got a really good friend. I'm talking about proven, proven good friend. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that don't hate on you, somebody that's not in secret competition with you, or stuff like that. If you got a true friend, oh my goodness, you are blessed. And you don't need a whole bunch of friends. Yep. And then something else too. Sometimes the Lord used that all that long time you got, get close to him. Use that a long time wisely. Sometimes he like for you to be alone. Now maybe you can hear him speaking. Okay? But you say you understand what I'm saying, good. But that's like the best way, Miss T. And if marriage is something that you truly desire, I would keep yourself for right now. And I'll be praying and asking the Lord to send me a husband, honey. Sure would. And continue to work on yourself in the meanwhile, getting rid of all this old baggage and all this stuff, so you'll be ready when he do come. You don't want to bog the person down with all this past stuff. I'm just telling you, be working on yourself, making sure be financially stable and stuff like that, so you don't be ready to rush into something or marriage just because of finances and stuff like that. Because I done seen people do that too. Get married because this person might be, well off or something, you know, and then end up being miserable because they done married an old man because he had money. I'm trying to tell you, I done seen it happen. And these jokers be miserable. Then next thing you know, talking about God told me that's not my husband. I'm like, the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. He is a liar. Now you done made that covenant, and you made it before God, and now you got to honor it. Yep, it's crazy, but at least you'll be ready, y'all. Y'all got any more questions, comments? Let me know. But that's good though. You said you ready to drop that last name. That's good, and it showed. I think it showed the type of woman you are too. I'm telling you, any fellas on here, you said thanks for your chat, RT. I appreciate it. You welcome, brother. And for you fellas that's on here, if you ever meet a woman and she hesitant about dropping her last name, hey, you don't need to marry her because you dealing with a Jezebel. I'm just telling you. I don't care what her rhyme or reason is for not taking her husband's last name. You are dealing with a Jezebel. and you need to go ahead and dismiss her. I would not even, I wouldn't date nor marry a Jezebel. I'm just telling you. And I done seen some of those too. I done seen it happen. And these women, they have absolutely, they entered the marriage having absolutely no plans on changing their last name. But you know why? Because they wasn't planning on staying in the marriage long. That's another reason why. Because they know. They know why they're marrying that person. And it's under false pretenses. So they thinking to themselves, that'll just save them some trouble for when they get ready to leave the marriage, because they know they don't plan on staying in it very long. Just long enough to get what they need out of the person, and then they're gonna leave. And they don't want to go through all that rigmarole to get their name changed back. So that's FYI. FYI, fellas. And also, if y'all, cause I said I was gonna start back talking about relationship stuff on him, but if y'all, even for your fellas too, you meet a woman and she don't like to serve you, look for a woman that loves to serve, not the one who looking to be served. I'm just telling you, if she don't like to serve you, don't marry her. But you still got to watch out for the fake ones, cause they'll serve you up, hook you up, everything. Be that damsel in distress and be nothing but a Jezebel. You really have to screen these jokers. I be feeling so sorry for some of these men that got got involved with these Jezebels, because they don't care nothing about family, the children, etc. They will leave without blinking an eye, without thinking twice. They will up and leave. And then they don't give a damn about no child. I'm just telling you. I have seen, I have seen this, y'all, happen. I did think of marrying an old man. I'm only 30 and he's 50. Is the highest I will go. I think that age gap too big. I think you should stay around 10 years. 10 years old is not bad. I'm just telling you. 10 years old is not bad. Especially if the person, keep themselves up. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes women do have to marry older, because it's like at the time, guys that's the same age as we are, it's like they not mature enough to handle our needs. You know what I'm saying? Like they maturity level just ain't up to par. I just say that. I'm not saying all, but in most cases, like I already knew. I already knew. Uh, the guys my age during that time, they weren't ready. And I'm talking about financially ready too. Like, who you meet, he need to have a place for you to stay. He need to have a place for you to stay. He got to have his own place, be able to support and take care of you. I mean, it's fine you working or whatever, but I'm just saying, even if you wasn't, he need to be able to take care of you. And he need to have his own place, where you a roof to put over your head. But use that as kind of like your measuring tool, like as far as age. Like I would just keep it around. I don't think I would go over 10 years, but let's just say the person might be 11 or 12 years. I mean, that's still not bad, but I wouldn't do a full 20 years older than me. No, that's too. No, that's kind of, yeah, no. I know some people do it, but I'm just telling you, me personally, I wouldn't do it. Because I'm gonna tell you why. You want somebody, you're gonna still be young and active, and you want somebody who's gonna be interested in doing some of those outgoing things you want to do. And you dealing with somebody that age, you dealing with somebody toward retirement. They ain't trying to be doing all that, child. They trying to go sit down somewhere and relax. Rob, like watching TV. Give me that remote. Like they not gonna be wanting to go out. Cause I seen somebody who did this before, and that was one of the issues. She sit up here and watch other people. That she would sit up there and idealize other people marriages and watch how they spouse and stuff is able to do things with them and enjoy things, go places together. But she married this older man and he just was not into all that. That did not make him a bad man. But that time of his life, pretty, I guess he probably looked at it as if, that's child's play. I'm retired. I don't want to do all that stuff. He was more of a, hey, let me go fishing. And, you know, he just went into all that stuff. And so then that here they go. Now they ready to lead a marriage. Cause they over here looking at somebody else who don't have an old man for a husband. And they done married this old man for financial stability. And now they end up being miserable later on because it's like they start to feel like they're not compatible anymore. You know. And that's why you don't do stuff like that. Um, let's see. Nick says, okay, good night, brother. You said good night, everyone. You sound 42, Miss T. LOL. Go ahead, Nick. I hear you, brother. You sound 42. And then Miss T said, good night, Nick D. RT, that's true. Yes, I'm telling you, I have seen a lot of stuff, to that's how that's another way you gain wisdom too. All the time you don't have to go through it to gain wisdom. You can sit here. Sometimes the Lord put you in the right place at the right time and allow you to witness and see certain things so you can see the outcome. So you'll know, don't do this. You'll have to go through it. No. You like, I done seen this quite a few times actually. Don't do that. Because I told you, like, when I think back over my life, like that was things that was being dropped in my spirit, like as I was waiting, I wanted to be married and I thought I was so ready, but let me tell you, it's not gonna happen on your time, and it's gonna happen on God's timing. And I used to get tired of hearing that. I used to get so tired of hearing that because most of the people was telling me that they was already married and had a husband. It's like, yeah, I bet you could sit up there and talk. Well, you already married. Yeah, but that's how I used to feel too. But it was dropped in my spirit to go ahead on and make sure that I was financially stable to take care of myself, so that would not be a factor. And so when the time did come, I would marry for the right reason. It's not because, oh, I need you to take care of me. I don't need you. I didn't need you, not in that way. You know what I'm saying? Not in that way, But it's good you find a husband that can take care of you, okay? But it's different when you need, and some women, they'll make some desperate choices, honey, when uh, when it come to money and stuff like that sometimes, and you don't want to make no lifelong decision like that. You got to keep in mind, this is a covenant. This is a covenant before God. This is a covenant before God. This is not to be taken lightly. Even though people at like marriage is like changing their draws, like, oh well, I guess it don't work out. I just get a divorce and marry somebody else. See, the world make people think that's okay, but it's not. Not in the sight of God. It's not. Not in his sight, it is not. And so when you talking about marriage, you talking about some serious. And you want to make sure you got the right one. You want to make sure you marry for the right reason. But I know that, like I said, that was already dropped in my spirit. Make sure you financially stable. Make sure you financially stable. Cause I seen people too changing husbands like they change draws. No, and that's their lifestyle. That is their lifestyle, you know. And they still, it's like they will never be satisfied because whoever they think may have more. Oh, honey, look like he got it going on. Look like he might have more than this current husband I got, honey. They'll drop that husband and be back on the horn street. Be back out here horn, hooking and jooking, you know, because they keep looking for the financial part. It's like they don't even look at the person. They just see the man as a dollar sign. How much are you worth? How much are you worth? What can I get out of you? What can you do for me? I will pray and prepare myself, just like you said, and I be wise about my choice. Great. You say, I won't go looking. I will let him find me. Yes, absolutely. And when you do things right in order, you have to know that things are going to work out. It's going to work out for your good. I'm telling you. And I'll share this with you too. Honey, I ain't get married till I was 35. But you know, it's like, it's like that was the time I had in my head too. I don't know why. It's like I knew I was going to get married at that age. That's crazy, but it was a part of me that knew. I didn't know who I was going to marry. But I just, it's like I had it like it was in my spirit that I would marry at that age, around that age. I don't know why. But I done seen women do that. And let me tell you, the end result, these jokers end up alone. Oh, let me add, old, miserable, and alone. Don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. And they have wasted their youth being whores. That's the thing. They during their youth, they thought they had it going on, and they would change men like draws. I mean, drop one, pick up the other, because during their youth, they had it like that. You know, they had the outside appearance, but one day, all of that is going to change. And what will you have? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's the thing. And that's the thing they hadn't figured out yet. Why they out here still hooking and jooking. And then be not let these folks run through them like water. Having sex with different ones. That's if they don't end up with a disease that take them out of here first. Miss T said, but I did have many people tell me, even in my early 20s, that I was going to be with an old man. Oh, honey, you said, but I'm an old soul. Don't know how true that is, but only the Most High will show me. Yes, honey, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. That's, this is an example of people, they speaking what they want on you. No. And let me tell you something too. I did not listen. Don't, just because you are waiting, don't lower your standards either. Have standards and don't lower them. I mean, you're not no desperate chick, and don't come across like you desperate. Don't lower your standards. It's still just like men. Men have standards too. Some women think that they don't. They think that, oh, I got a hole, so I qualify. No. Men have standards too. They know what they looking for and want in a woman. And it's more than a hole. Because some women think that, oh, my hole better than the next hole, so he gonna choose me. Child, bye. Let me tell you, that's child adolescent thinking. And let me tell you, that's what type of men they attract. They attract whores to them. Because that's what they using their measuring tool as sex. I'm just telling you. They don't see themselves valuable in no other way besides sex. So they measure themselves off their whole. I done seen women, and that's all they talk about. Talk about, oh, my this is so good, honey, and that. Oh, it's so good. Well, why are you still out here hoeing the streets? It's that good. Why are you still out here hoeing the streets? But I done see women too. Some women like hoeing, and that's so sad. I done seen women leave marriages to be a whore. Some women just like that. They have a spirit of whoredoms, and they just don't realize it. They don't realize it, or some of them realize it and just like it. That is the lifestyle that they like. They like that feeling of being wanted by many different men, not just one, which is their husband. They want the eye of many different men, and these are people that have a very strong spirit of rejection. They need it. Don't matter how many men is in the room. They need every man to be focused on them. And they still, at the end of the day, they still feel rejected. And this is why people need to be delivered. Because they'll go their whole life being whores, giving a body and time. And you can't get your time back. You can't you can't turn back the hands of time. Once you done gave your body up to somebody, you can't go get it back. Or you done spent your youth, your whole youth, being a whore. What would you have to offer? If a man did come along, what would you have to offer? I'm just saying. And then on top of that is the only thing you measure yourself by is your private part. And then this is another thing that women don't know. It's good to be financially stable, so you can, you won't be pressured to make a decision based off the amount of money he has. But this is another thing most women haven't figured out. A man, by you having money yourself, whether you had a job making 20,000 or 100,000, it really don't even matter like that to him in the first place. I'm just telling you. A real man, he really don't care how much money you make. It's how you treat him. Do you treat him with respect? That's what I'm saying. Like, it really don't matter, because a dude, and this is how you see some dudes, and people see them with an unattractive chick, and they be like, dang, how she pull him? Because she know how to treat a man. She give him respect, and she can have the finest husband, and she look like Jabba the Hutt. I'm just telling you, but she have realized how to treat and respect her man. And that's what men go for. That's what they like. They don't want no loudmouth, controlling woman trying to be the man. Miss T said, I want to have a peaceful, hold on. Let me look at what you said. You said, I want to have a peaceful and healthy soul tie with the right person. Absolutely. RT, you said 35. Wow. When people see me with no kids or husband at this age, they look at me like that's the world. That's how the world look at you. You know, but it's God's timing. And looking back on my life, I can see why. Because I was more mature in my mind to make a solid, to make a good choice, you know. Because still, even though a man may choose you, you still have to choose him too. Just because somebody come along, somebody, hey, I want to marry you, that don't mean you got to marry him. If you don't feel like, hey, this is, he would be a good husband or a good father to your children. I'm just saying, like, you got to be in your right mind to make a good choice. And the way my mindset was, I wasn't ready. I really wasn't ready when I thought I was. Because I thought I was ready because, hey, I had everything. I had money. I had my own place. I had my own car. I was financially stable. I'm like, shoot, I'm ready to go ahead and settle down now, honey. All I need now is a man. Look, all I need now is my man. You know. But not so. I was not ready. And to be honest with you, the Lord knew that. And had I went with the first choice, because that was, I had been engaged before earlier when I was younger. Had I went with the first choice child, bye. I would, when I tell you, I probably would have been miserable. 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 And I thank the Lord because at the time I was blinded by so-called love. Had that soul tie, see. Had that soul tie. Start having sex outside of marriage, blind you, and then you get that soul tie. You can't, it's like you don't see these jokers for who they are. And all you can think about, oh, honey, look, he made my eyes roll back and my toes curl. That's how you make your decision on who you gonna marry. Child, bye. Bye. Uh, RT said, Miss T said, RT, I grew up around unhealthy women who talk about their husbands so bad behind their backs due to them not being a woman who can hold their own. And like you said, depending on a man, yes, especially an unhealthy, not fully grown yet man. Yes. Look, what you call it, that son husband. Oh, cause that's who it was, honey. That my first engagement was to a son husband. Honey, I thank God. I thank him to this day. Thank you, Lord. You know what's best for me. I thank you. Thank you for telling me no, and thank you for allowing me to wait. Who wants a son husband? Child, bye. I am going to do it, and we're gonna go into it. Death thought I said I was. I am. What I tell you, I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a live on these relationships. I'm trying to find out a title. I might call it some with son husband, because who wants a son husband? Child, bye. That's all I'm saying. Nobody wants a son husband. That's like the worst. The worst. It's like you adopting. It's like you adopting another child. Like, and that was my whole thing, y'all. It was like I wanted a real man, honey. I wanted a real man, not one for play. Somebody I could do stuff. Somebody I could do stuff with. Make plans with, travel with, go places. Um, Somebody who I can actually learn and grow from. You know, because and I already knew, like, people, if you be honest, you know your personality. You know how you are. You know what I'm saying? And I already knew too. Like, it takes headstrong, somebody who's headstrong, like, um, to handle me. And I do mean that. Handle me. Like, handle me. Cause I'm telling you, like, um, I'm like this brainiac type person too. Like, you gotta have some type of smarts too. I can't be smarter than you. Like, I don't want my husband to. I wanted my husband to be smarter than me. Like, I don't want a husband that is not smarter than me. Like, if I know it, I feel like I'm more smarter than you. No, I want my husband to be smarter than me because I want to learn. I like I'm stay in that constant state of learning. You know, and then you get your husband. You got, not to say age can determine how smart a person is, because it's some folks, they young and they run circles around some of these older people. So we can't even say age determine the level of somebody's smarts or wisdom. But I'm gonna do a live on this because I think it's that important. I really, really do. And I'm a big advocate for marriage and living the right way because I see how families uh, can be destroyed and just separated when you get with immature people get together or people get together for the wrong reason, you know, and the only people end up heartbroken, really having the issues is the children, you know. It be the children end up suffering the worst. And I think I think that's so selfish. It's so selfish. Um, but yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to this topic, y'all, uh, about relationships and stuff. And sometimes my husband, he'll come on, he'll be having he'll well, when I said come on, y'all hear him because he ain't the one to be on camera. I'm just telling you. But y'all hear him give his input sometime on certain topics, especially when it comes to you know, from a male perspective. Yeah, I know we be having males on here too. So it's good to hear both sides, you know, how a man think concerning these things. But that was one of the things that I had found out, once I got married, like all this stuff that, I thought a man wanted, like it's like it really wasn't even true. Like, how sometimes women be doing the absolute most. Like, yes, a man want an attractive wife, but that's not all. That's not all. Hey, Black Panther, you said yes. That's soul ties true. You used to have a discussion on, hold on, to have a discussion for men to due to being introduced to sexual behavior in an unhealthy way. I believe we must fast and cleanse ourselves in every way before marriage. Yes, yes, and especially break those soul ties. 'Cause you can't bring that stuff into a marriage. Defiling your marriage bed won't. Hold on, let me read what Black Panther said. He said, at this point, sis, it ain't no white man or any other color people. It's all on us now. I hear you, Black Panther. But yes, and that's some of the stuff too. Um, you can't bring all that stuff into your marriage. You know, when both parties have been out here, and let's be honest, whoring their back out. Because when you having sex outside of marriage, that's all you doing. You're whoring, okay? It's you're in your whoredoms and you whoring your back out, male and female. And then you done had sex with all these people. They done turned you out, now flip you sideways and byways, got your mind scattered, and now you get married, and you want your spouse to do all the filth that John, Joe, and Henry did. How they made your eyes roll back and your toes curl. Now you expecting your spouse to fulfill all this lust that you done picked up. You see what I'm saying? You have to go through deliverance. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Or when people still have addictions to masturbating and watching porn and in a marriage. Child, bye. You got to get rid of all that stuff. That's like cheating on your spouse. And it only brings issues into your marriage. You have to be free from that stuff. And the world try to make people think it's okay. But just think about this. Why would you need to touch yourself or be watching porn if you have a spouse? You see what I'm saying? That lets you know it's an addiction and it's very demonic. And it's just to cause division. And this is why a lot of marriages don't last. Don't, yeah, they don't last. I'm just coming here to get my charger. But this is why. And this is some of the stuff that need to be talked about. So people shed a light on this stuff. And I tell you this, this for the people who do want a successful marriage. Because everybody, like I said, some people they like all this stuff and they don't want to change. Then they don't see nothing wrong with it. But this is stuff I would talk about with a person before getting married and all this. This stuff, these are the type conversations you should have, like real conversations like this, because you want to know who you getting in a marriage with. Are you getting in marriage with a freak a leak? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? What have you gotten yourself into out here? I'm just telling you, this stuff to be discussed before just. I'm just trying to prop this phone up right now. But yeah, this some of the things you want to talk about and discuss. You know, because if you don't beforehand, you'll end up coming to it eventually, and it may not be, might not end as well as you want it. Just telling you. Look, I be like, I aid in prevention. Let's see what you said, Miss T. You said, LOL, I always said I wanted a husband that can check on me. Check on you. I hear you. But you know what, Miss T, and I think that's so important, especially being black female, because you know people try to label us, you know, like it's important for us to know when to fall back and let a man lead. You know what I'm saying? They try to label black women like, yeah, we some strong women, but at the end of the day, we you know, they're like, we don't need a man. Or some of them be saying that like, I don't need a man, you know. Or they try to make it seem like black women masculine or something. I don't know. But it's important for us to fall back, know when to fall back and be led by your spouse. You know, he's the covering. You said, I believe God also have to mold and train us so we don't drive our spouse nuts up with our behavior at times. Yes. Yes, but you know what? It takes effort on, you know, it's physical things you have to do too. Like it takes effort on uh both people's behalf. Like, you know, and that's one of the things with marriage. It trains you too. It trains you not to be selfish. It trains you to be willing to compromise too. You know what I'm saying? But it's honey, marriage ain't no joke. And it definitely ain't for wimps. And it does take work. I'll tell you that. You know. But it's definitely work you have to do. Like physical things, you know, like what I said, work, like, you know, sometimes you can't just give full vent to your anger. The Bible tells us not to do that anyway. Just because your spouse, you might do something to make him mad, or he might do something to make you upset. Like, you don't just give full vent to your anger. Sometimes you have to bite your tongue. Sometimes you just can't say what you might be put in you to say. You might feel like saying it at that time. Just say that. And you got to learn how to be friends with one another too. And not just, oh, this is my husband or this is my wife, but you got to be friends with one another and be real with each other too. Like, don't be coming in no relationship line. You ain't doing it but hurting yourself, hurting the relationship. Don't come in lying. Be honest. So, because when you be honest and you tell a person, you be truthful with them, that give them more insight on how to handle you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how to deal with you or understand your mindset on certain things. For instance, especially if, for instance, we talk about, how molestation is common and stuff like that within families and stuff like that. So if you're a person that have been through molestation, right? This is something you want to make known to your spouse. You want to make known to your spouse because maybe you might have this thing with your kids. And I'm telling y'all this from personal experience because I was a victim of molestation before. And I had this thing with my kids where I was being very, very overprotective, like overly, y'all, overly protective. But see, this is something I talked with my husband about, and he understood and he handled me differently. You know what I'm saying? When I say handled me differently, it's like he was more patient with me in that area, and it's like he maybe he moved a little bit differently, concerning things, always checking with me to make sure things are okay, let me know it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important because you don't want to bring, that's what I be talking about, bring baggage with you into what could be a beautiful marriage or relationship. But because of past stuff, like I said, some that you didn't even have control of, like molestation and stuff like that, but yet it impacting your mindset. You don't want to bring that into your marriage. Now your husband got to, or your spouse got to take the blunt of this because a dog molested you. Like, how would he know that if you don't tell him? Is that's why you act the way you act, or that's why you overly protective of your kids, or why you don't want to leave him alone with your kids? How would he know that? You see what I'm saying? That can create issues. um let's see. Miss T said, it's true that when you marry someone, you're marrying them and their family. Oh, child, bye. No. Nope. Let me tell you, that's hearsay. Because let me tell you, that's another thing you have to deal with it. You have to deal with some of the stuff that come up because family can be something else. Family could be something else, honey. That's a whole nother life. When you trying to come together, I told y'all that warfare me and my spouse experience was tremendous when we was about to get married from both sides, our family. And you got to know, you have to know how to handle stuff like that because the devil would use anyone he get access to try to destroy. He hates marriages. I'm just telling you, and you and your husband or spouse, whoever, you have to be on one accord. You have to be on one accord, and don't let outside influences, family, friend, or foe, whoever that is, come between y'all. Like, that have to be understood because a house divided cannot stand. And oh, honey, when I tell you, the enemy will try to use these dogs just out of pure jealousy, you know, or because they want to keep a person in their control. They will try to come against you. But now you don't marry their family. You did this covenant. This is a covenant you and your spouse made before the Lord. Now you don't marry their family. That's a lie from the pits of hell. You might have to deal with some of the dogs sometime, but that's about it. Now that's covenant between you and your husband. Uh, oh, Frankie back on. Frankie said, I'm back, sis. Just got home. It's storming over here in Texas. Okay, well, be safe. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm still on here, girl, running it. I wasn't sleepy yet. So I said I'd be on a little while longer. RT, they train us like that. You said mannish ways. That is so true. Yeah, man. And that's how you debunk stuff like that. That's why, man, listen, if you don't know nothing else, go to that Bible. You see what the Bible say about why you think if it was listen to what I just said now and the question you just asked. You said, is it true? Talking about that when you marry a person, you marry their family too. If that was the case, why did the Bible say when a man finds, when he marries his wife, he must leave. It's a must leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. You see what I'm saying? And so that debunked that lie right there. But that stuff controlling people say, because a lot of time families have created ungodly soul ties with some of the children too. I'm just telling you, depending on how you grew up, the family dynamics. That's why I be talking about how you have to break that stuff. The son husbands. This is where the son husbands are born in ungodly soul ties with their mother because of the dynamics of how they grew up. So now the mama now molded him acting like that's her man. And so he finds a wife. She giving the wife all kinds of hell, acting like some jealous female when she his mother and should be welcoming her daughter-in-law and should be treating her like a daughter and not trying to cause division, trying to fight over her son like that's her man. You see what I'm saying? Like this is the type stuff. And I told you I don't even seen where it was flipped the other way with the dad and the daughter kissing her daddy in the mouth at a grown woman in the public right in front of people, and the wife this was the stepmother, honey. She was looking at her like she could have probably just went through her. Like these are ungodly soul ties. You don't do stuff like that. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people families. They have perverted godly soul ties. you know and this is another thing that causes division, even when people, if you do make it down the aisle. This is why some marriages don't last, these ungodly soul ties, and that stuff have to be broken. People growing up these old dysfunctional ways, and then have this dysfunctional way of thinking concerning marriage instead of looking at what the Bible say. How do the Bible say you're supposed to conduct marriage, and what do the Bible say your role is? What did he say a wife is to do and a husband to do? You see what I'm saying? That's how you able see you have to get to the truth. It's the truth that sets you free, honey. Don't listen to what these jokers say. Frankie said, and become one. Missy said, I really don't want my husband to be my therapist. My God, continue to change us from the inside out. I understand what you're saying, but he definitely going to have to be a man of understanding, because you're going to have to share this stuff with him. You do. You have to share this stuff. You have to share it. Don't even try to hide and keep it, because it will. You don't want to come in no marriage with no secrets. Because that was laid on me, and the Lord will lay it on you too, tell him. Because that's what happened when me and my husband was coming together, and I saw that it was leading to, marriage and all of this. I came clean with a lot. I shared a lot of stuff with my husband about, things that had happened to me. And it just helped him be able to understand and how to handle you. He need to know that because he's not a mind reader. He's not a mind reader. He need to know what he's dealing with and how, so he'll know how to handle you. Because some stuff, like say, if like I said, say you experience some crazy in your family or whatever, or growing up, right? Say you had a really bad experience. It could have been rape or molestation or something, and this person touched you in a certain type of way. It was a specific way, or they could have said something specific to you. Specific, precise words. And it's like those words just stuck with you. So now you fast forward, you in a marriage, and your husband just happened to say these specific words to you. It could have been, maybe we're going to say the words was, baby, roll over. And he said, baby, roll over. And it just brought back all these memories. And you just go ham. You just nut up on him. You just nut up. And he's like, what? I just told you to go over. But he don't know that this was a trigger for you. Those words was a trigger. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what you have to let him know. Frankie said, when you were saying a man leaves his mother and father and become one, yeah, one flesh with his, yeah, I got you. You said that's what you were saying, and become one, yes. Because and y'all that's people of color on him, y'all know sometimes how dysfunctional. And you ain't got to be black to know this either. But I'm just saying in Pacific, black families can be something else too, or how you raised and stuff. And I said I was going to even do a video on, and I was going to specifically name it, Did Your Mama Teach You How to Be a Whore? It's just some stuff that we learn or have learned from our parents that do or can impact your relationship with the opposite sex. And that goes both ways. It can. It's a way of thinking, how they have trained you to think or view men. Like, instead of viewing a man, in a healthy way, they got you viewing this man, you looking at him as a damn dollar sign. You don't even see him as a human being. That's how twisted they thinking is. And I've seen people like this. That's how they view. They don't really care too much on the looks or nothing else. It's how much are you worth. That's all they see is a dollar sign on a person. And who want to be? What you want somebody to look or come for you in such a manner to where they don't even consider your feelings or anything else. It's just, how much are you worth? And what can you do for me? Just imagine. And that's so unhealthy. Frankie, yes, true. Yes, ma'am, Miss T, yes. But that's the thing, and we have to unlearn this old dysfunctional, because that's what it is, just dysfunctional way of thinking. Because you don't want to bring that into, first of all, you don't want to carry it on to another generation. And you don't want to bring it into a marriage. Marriage, let me tell you, you already going to have your own issues or whatever concerning marriage. I'm just telling you because the devil hates marriages. So the last thing you want to do is create some extra issues and problems with this old dysfunctional mindset or way of thinking. But honey, we can go through and we'll debunk some of these lies that, our family taught us. Or this is another one too, putting your family before your spouse. That's another lie from the pits of hell. No, your family don't come before your spouse, and neither do your kids. God have an order. He have his divine order, and that's not how his order is set up. And this is also an open door to cause division in marriages. I'm just telling you. But it just lets you know how not to enter, how not to enter marriage, you know. And I'm not saying I'm some type of marriage expert, y'all. I'm not saying that at all, because there's still some things I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody knows it all. But I'm just sharing with you some of the wisdom and some of the knowledge I have, you know, that I do know from being in a marriage. You know what I'm saying? But nobody knows it all. And then on top of that, every marriage is different. Miss T, your marriage gonna be different from mine. Maybe different from Miss Frankie's. You know, and anybody else on here. Like, everybody's marriage is different. And that's another thing too that I've seen people do. You never compare your marriage to nobody else's. Never compare your spouse to anybody else's spouse. I done seen people do that. Somebody's spouse over here might buy them a brand new car because his income or his job allows him to be able to do that, allows him to ball. Okay, now here it is. This person looking up. Well, her husband just bought her a car for her for their anniversary. He bought her a new car. Well, what, you gonna get me one? And knowing full well they got 4 kids and they just don't have it like that. So how can he do that? It's not within his means. But what he did do what was in his means. He did, you know, buy you something. You know, maybe he bought you a necklace and some perfume or something for your anniversary. Maybe he took you someplace nice, but he did what was within his means. But I done seen people do that, y'all. And that's so, you know, that's stuff you don't do. You don't do stuff like that. Try to place a demand on somebody because of what somebody else's spouse done for them. I done see people walk away from marriages doing ignorant stuff like that just to walk back into being a whore. And they like it. I'm just telling you. Frankie said, amen. Miss T said, flashbacks are the worst for me. Yeah, honey, I can imagine. And I'm so sorry. You said it will have people thinking you bipolar. Okay, you said due to others not fully having an understanding of what was done to us. Yes. But this is why, this is another thing, like, don't go into a marriage, you know, like, expecting this person to heal you like that. Because some of this healing the Holy Spirit have to do. But to a certain extent, your spouse, it does matter. Like, sometimes, you know, you don't heard this saying. Now, this is a saying, but I find it to be true. You know, like, some of the same things that hurt you, sometimes it take that to heal you. I do see some truth in that. Like, if you've been hurt countless times by a male, sometimes it takes this one male, which could be your husband, to show you that, hey, all men ain't like this. I'm not like that. And show you love and kindness and patience, love and affection, you know. So, but it's to a certain extent. Like, you can't expect this person to just go in and undo all of that, because that's not his job. That's the job and the role, you know, the Holy Spirit. And that's why we have to go through deliverance also. You know. Renewal of the mind. Yeah. It, is a must, along with forgiveness. Yep. It's the only way to be able to function as a healthy adult. Yes. Absolutely. But, you know, I tell you this from personal experience. Frankie said, hold on, let me see this. Frankie said, what if he's not a godly man? and everything he know about God, you told him. Well, in that case, Frankie, well, I tell you this, you know, everybody, you know, the thing is he a believer? I think that's the most important thing, because you can't make nobody a believer either. You know, if I wouldn't marry somebody that's not a believer. It's different if you marry somebody that's a believer and maybe his faith or his, maybe he's not as strong in the faith as you are. That's different. But I would not marry somebody that is an unbeliever thinking that he's going to become a believer because you get married. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what you call being unequally yoked. So I wouldn't knowingly do that. No. Now if he a believer and he just got some growing to do, you know, and like you have to be real with yourself. Like if he seem workable, you think there's something you can handle, because the Bible did go on to tell us, about how a woman, with us being living a holy and righteous life, and by our spouse seeing that, or that can change him, or bring him closer to the Lord. I'm just paraphrasing. Frankie said, you know how you are blessed. Hold on. You know how you are blessed, and people are just with you because they know they will be blessed. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I know about those types. Yeah, I do know. Yeah. I mean, is that the way you feel? And then if it is, I'm like, well, why, what, like, have he gave you any type indication, like, okay, that's why I'm with you to use you? Like, do you really feel like that? Because if somebody just with you to use you, you will know. Like, you will know. I think all of us at some point have ran into a user, or abuser, you know what I'm saying? To where Okay, I'm trying to make sure that it's not, because sometimes too it can be, I'm just trying to make sure that it's not one of those things where it's really a rejection issue, and or just a distrust issue, and you just think that that's how men are, point blank, period. You see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to decipher. uh it's a lot. You say I email you, it goes beyond the question I'm asking. I got you. Okay. But I do understand, because, like I said, honey, baby, I had a colorful past, honey, and I kissed quite a few frogs. You know what I'm saying? I just, when I even think about it, I just be like, oh, thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you, Lord, just for bringing me through it, in my right state of mind, disease free. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stuff like that when you really just, you be like, oh, thank you, Lord, because you really just see how the risk and stuff that you took just for so-called love, to be with someone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's that, and that's the part of you that it's like that's the part of you that just want to be loved. Who don't want to be loved? I'm talking about, like, with someone in a relationship. you know Everybody, I believe, and I truly believe that, even for some of the women that be sitting up here lying saying that they don't, I believe at the core of them, they really do want to be loved. They want to be in a relationship, I mean, a marriage, and want to be loved by a man the right way. That's the thing. The right way. The right way. Yeah. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting that, you know? And that's why I be talking about, like, I wouldn't lower my standards. Like, that's what I want, and that's what I'm going to get. I don't want, but I ain't going to have I'm not going to set I'm not gonna set it way up here to where can't nobody reach it either. You know what I'm saying? And don't be it's putting all this on a person, because only a type of love. It's a type of love that you only get from God that really fulfills you too. That's something I learned by being in a marriage. Like it's a type of love that a person is looking for I mean, it's only the Lord that can fill that void. Only, only him. And you cannot expect the person, a mere human being, to come in and do that for you. That's no. That's what I'm talking about. Like you have to be mindful with that. But I understand, relationship stuff. You said true. You said I got you. Yes. Cause honey, I just know. I know all too well how it go. You know. And some of these jokers, gave them umpteen times, and 1 minute it's like this. Sometimes it's like 1 minute you think they might be that guy. You think they might be the one, and then they do something silly. Be like, see, this is I can't we can't. See, I got to get rid of this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they make you think like that, but I tell you, just know this: ain't nobody perfect either, and whoever it is, just know they gonna come with something too. Just know that. You see how like we sit up here discussing stuff. You say I can't do it. I hear you, Frankie, but you see how we sit up here talking about stuff that we, may have been, experienced or been through in life or growing up. We come with something. When you somebody being molested or anything like that, you come in with something. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like everybody's coming with something. You just don't know what that something is. But that's why you have to be open and talk to the person so they can be able to decide. Okay, is this something I think I can deal with or help this person with? You know, is this something I think I can handle and actually be in a relationship with? Manage. You know, I'm just telling you. That's how it is. It's no perfect person out there. Whoever it is, they gonna come with something. Come with something. But that's why we gotta be mature enough, spiritually mature enough in our mind to be able to deal with stuff and be of use. You just can't be thinking all carnal minded all the time. You can't be no selfish thinker either. Like, and that's why too I was telling you, like, if at all possible, go ahead and just be letting the Lord, like during this wait period, like go ahead and be letting the Lord just deal with you and get rid of some of this stuff. Go through deliverance. Allow the Lord to heal you, because it puts you in a better place. Because you don't know what the other person's gonna come with. You don't know what they're gonna come with, because they coming with something. Just know that. Just know that. Please don't think they not. They coming with something, all right? You said, to be honest, I believe it's me. You said, that's what I'm doing now. Why you say you believe it's you? Well, when you say it's you, well, we know, we just said we all come with something. Frankie. We all come with something. So what do you think it is when you say you believe it's me? What do you think the one big issue is that you have concerning relationships? Is it like a trust issue? Is it something that stemmed from your past? Like what we were sitting up here discussing, um, um, like I said, sometimes people have been raped or molested, you know, stuff like that. And that they have issues, you know what I'm saying, in relationships because of past trauma. That's what it is. You got to pinpoint what it is and work on it. You got to fix it. RT said, Misty said, RT, LOL, colorful past and the dogs. Them dogs is what I will always remember from you. My kids be saying that too. Hey, that is what it is. Them dogs. Hey, y'all gotta look out for another video I'm gonna be doing too. Them dogs stay watching you. I'm gonna do that. Them dogs stay watching you. Believe me when I tell you this now. Even if you ain't nowhere in their vicinity, if you ain't seen them in years, just know these dogs stay watching you. I said I was gonna do a video on that. Uh Frankie says, I play a part, trust, giving more than I'm getting out. Yeah. But then, so if it's trust, then this why I be like, okay, how you debunk, if is that just you, is the trust that you, or is this person really gave you an issue to have, I mean, a reason to have trust issues? You see what I'm saying? So that's how you can go ahead on, and you can be able to the debunk this or check this one off to see whether it's you or whether it's the person. Have this person gave you any reason to distrust them? Have this person ever been unfaithful? You said, I play a part, trusting, giving more than I'm getting out. You said many. I don't know what you mean by that. You said many men, many ma. What you trying to say with that one? But yeah, that's how I do. Go down the list. Oh, okay. Okay. They gave me many issues and yes, unfaithful. Okay. Well, if that's it, then I'll go ahead on and I'll go ahead and dismiss them. I'm just telling you, like I don't play with that. But because let me tell you, and this is I'm just giving you example. What I have found in my life when I have dealt with unfaithful people, that's how it never changed. They was always unfaithful and they never changed. I'm just telling you. And this is like we can take it back to that bullying type thing. These are the type, if you allow them, if they see they can cheat on you and you still keep them, they not gonna stop. Cause they know you're desperate. That's how they look at you, like you're desperate. And you'll forgive them anyway, and you'll put up with it. You will put up with them doing so. You know, so you have to dismiss them altogether. I won't put up. No, that's one thing I don't tolerate. You have to have zero tolerance. Look, zero tolerance for that. Zero and gone. Yes. Okay, ain't nobody got time for that. Number one, I don't want you bringing them back to me because you was a dog and want to roll around out here with these other dogs and then think I'm going to get up with fleas. The devil is a liar. The devil's a liar. You're not bringing them back over here. I want to go out here and wash yourself off and everybody and then want to think you finna come wash yourself back off over here. The devil's a liar. He's a liar. That's why I'm getting a divorce. It's been going on for years. Oh wow. I didn't know that, Frankie. But do you have solid proof? Like, do you have receipts? Because you talking about a divorce. This ain't no boyfriend, girlfriend. We talking about you got receipts. Receipts. Okay, you know, now when you talking about a divorce, you got to look at this thing from a biblical perspective. Like, do you have receipts? Receipts. You got to have plenty of receipts if you plan on getting a divorce. You said, oh yes, women have called my phone. All my children are grown and on their own. Oh wow. And Have you brought this to his attention? And if so, what did he say about it when you confronted him? I want to know what he said about it. Hold on. You said you don't want nothing. You mean like if you get a divorce, like you don't want nothing from him? And that's that'd be hard too. And I know it's probably some pressure in that area. You say, yes, I don't want nothing from him. I hear you. But I know too, like if that's a person you've been married to a while, that's a hard decision to make. And even though yes, your kids is grown, but then if y'all raised them, as a family or whatever, they still be impacted by it, but still, nobody want to be in no unfaithful marriage either. And hey, adultery, that is grounds. That's grounds. If you got receipts, it's grounds. But what did he say? Did you let him know that you know? Or is this something you just kind of, and you just kept to yourself? Miss T says, I'm guessing the older we get as women, the less we tolerate. I guess that comes with wisdom. Yes. And not only that, it comes when you really know who you are in Christ, you have value. You really start to see yourself the way the Lord see you, and you realize your worth and your value. And it's like, I'm not letting anyone treat me or less than, or, I'm not finna allow anybody to treat me like a dog, you know, because you realize your worth, your value. You're not finna talk to me anyhow. You're not finna treat me anyhow. None of that. That's out the window, boo. You know, that's basically how it goes. But it's so unfortunate, when you know, concerning marriage. But Frankie, do you think it's something that y'all could fix? Counseling or whatever. If he decide to repent, you said, yeah, I can't move forward with him. It's like we at a standstill. I'm walking with God and he don't want the same things out of life. He drinks all the time. We just live together, no words. Wow. But, and let me tell you something too, what I've found about men who do that. And I can bet you, if you really had if you really talked to them, I know you done known this person probably for a long time, it's a reason why, it's always a method to the madness. It's a reason why they do this. The womanizers, it's a reason why they feel like they have to sleep with multiple women. And you'll be thinking, oh, it's just for sex, but it's not. It's a reason why they sit up and try to be like a fish, drinking like a fish, And a lot of times, if you can get to the root cause, that's the thing. You got to go fishing. If you can get to the root cause and touch on that root cause of why he do that, and I can bet you it's something stemming from childhood. That's usually always it. And more often than not, it's something dealing with some type of molestation or something, or some type of relationship with the woman in his family, preferably his mother. And this is why they do some of the stuff that they do. Instead of getting healing, you know, from this stuff. This is how it play out in their life, you know. And that's why y'all know I always be on deliverance, deliverance, deliverance. Um, let's see. I have seen women who are so disgusted with the person they're with that they leave without asking for anything. No money, car, house, child support. It's like they, yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. They play you so bad you want no parts or memory of them. Yeah. Frankie says, no, we tried that before and he lied the whole time in my face. But when we did one-on-one, he confessed to the pastor. He confessed to the pastor what? Talking about the, like, what the real issue was. But that be the thing. You really ain't going to get the change you looking for unless this person really go through deliverance. Because you got to realize, too, you're not just dealing with a person. You're not just dealing, okay, it just looked like your husband got these issues, but it's spirits. There are spirits operating behind these issues. That's what I want to shed a light on. It's spirits associated with this. And that's what got to be addressed. I'm just telling you. I had a friend who gave her son a hard time because he looked just like his father, who used to abuse her in every way. And I called her out on it because I told her he will remember everything you say. Wow. And I hate you. The older he gets, she's still bitter. Yeah. And it be, y'all hear this dog over here. He over here doing this in his sleep. But yeah. And I've seen people yeah, Miss T, I've seen people do that too. And the child got to get the blunt end of, you know, and it's just so sad and unfortunate. The poor kid is an angel that looks like his daddy, like he asked to be born. You know what I'm saying? Or he have any bearings on how he got his looks. And he's paying for it, unfortunately. Yeah, she better stop it or she will live to regret it. Frankie says, I'm beyond that. He and I shouldn't have never gotten married. He was doing this long before we got married and all the signs were there. I just didn't take heed. I honestly married him out of spite. Out of spite. And we were just talking about getting married for the wrong reasons. Well, you know, in these situations, you really do have to seek guidance from the Lord too. Because it's a covenant. This is the person you do to see, because irregardless of how y'all got into the marriage, you got into it. And it was a covenant. Covenants are very serious. That what like covenants are really, really serious business. It was a covenant made before the Lord. And so even though he have gave you grounds, you know, with the cheating and things of that nature. I mean, he have gave you grounds if you look at it for a divorce. You know, but there's, you know, you got to think, is that something you ready for? You know, are you able to support yourself outside of the marriage? You know, stuff like that. Who gets the house? You have to, you know, like it's just stuff you got to look at. Realistic things, physical things, some of them too. But, you know, it just be so unfortunate that the enemy, you know, but I told you how, you know, the enemy really hates marriages. Yet I can tell you from personal experience, I have spent a great deal praying, You have to praying for your marriage, praying for your spouse and stuff, because it stuff be real. I'm telling you. Uh, the attacks and stuff. You say yes, RT. Something was done to them. Yeah, but men don't like. Yeah, they don't like to express themselves in a healthy way. Yeah, some of them keep it bottled up now. If it was just him and maybe another dude or something, somebody who they really felt they can confide in, it'll probably come clean. Or, you know, something like that. You say, I have done that. And every time the Most High revealed these things to me, I always went back. Oh, yes, I'm well. Okay, good. Frankie, he was giving you warnings. Yeah. Yeah, probably was. But yeah, you do have to pray for him. But not when. But when I say pray for him, I'm talking about you can see the spirits. You see what spirits operating. Yeah, I would pray and I would start binding the spirit of adultery. I would bind the spirit of sexual impurity. Like, it's one thing too, like, okay, if you get to the core of everything, like for instance, like if he didn't do this, like if you thinking to yourself, like if he didn't cheat on me, I sincerely love him and would want to be with him. You see what I'm saying? Then I would be, honey, I'd be fasting somewhere and I'd be praying, attacking these spirits that's attacking my husband. That's another route, because that's what you're really dealing with is spirits. So you can't just do, your little regular prayers. No, you got to come at those spirits. And I know this to be true. And I know that prayer works, concerning, but honey, you be having to spend some time in prayer, praying against those spirits, coming against those spirits, because they don't be wanting to let go. And I'm not saying all the time, that's gonna work either. Cause sometimes how they gonna let go if the person still, you know what I'm saying? If they holding on and they don't want to let go. But I do know, as his wife, you can't stand in the gap for him if that's something you want to do. You know, if that's something you want. Listen to me, it's something you want to do. You feel like, hey, I truly love him, but I don't like his behaviors. You see what I'm saying? And then you got to think, if you that's the route you did take, then you got to think, okay, is you gonna be able to deal with this, later on, you know, uh, let's say the Lord deliver him from all this. Okay, is you gonna be the type to keep throwing up where I remember when you used to hold your back out on me, are you gonna be that type to keep bringing it up, or are you gonna all up to him to prove he got to be rebuild his trust with you? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's something he got to be willing to do too. It's not just a one-way thing, you know. But only because we could talk, but honey, you the one living that thing. You the one living it, and Uh, oh yes, Realist RT. I have never been happy until we are not together. I do love him, but I've made up my mind. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you, girlie. But I just hate that, because like I said, I be an advocate, especially for black marriages. I'm sorry, I'm an advocate. I be an advocate for it because we need more healthy black marriages. Um, he's like a person with a reprobate mind. Oh wow. Is he that far gone? Wow. But I did say, apparently this is a good topic. So I'm gonna probably end up doing a live on this about, something concerning relationships. Maybe we can go in depth, you know. But y'all, I'll probably go ahead and get ready to sign off. I've been on here a minute. Look, I be coming on here to I just came to stick my head in and be on here for hours. Hey, let me get myself off of him. But y'all, I enjoyed coming on here, doing this little late night chat. And like I said, I see what's in store for us on the next live, our regular scheduled program. But y'all have a blessed night. I enjoyed speaking with you on Frankie. And honey, all I can tell you, you got to stay prayed up and just see how the Lord leads you with that, because that's one of those things, honey. Very serious decision to make. Um, you said it was a time when I didn't believe in divorce until going back and no change is something really wrong. Yeah, I can understand that. And sometimes, honey, it takes that person really actually coming to the realization that, hey, this person's going to actually leave me. Like, she's not playing, for them to straighten up too. You know, I've seen that too. I seen them hurry up and get right. I mean, honey, be a whole nother person for real when they really see that this person is, hey, this person is really going to leave me because of my foolishness. Like, she's really not playing with me this time. She's going to leave. I done seen overnight transformations, baby. Good night, everyone. Great talking. Can't wait for the next live on this topic. Yes. All right, Miss T, you have a blessed night. Uh, Frankie said, thank you, sister. He working on me. Yes. He working on all of us, girly. But y'all have a blessed night, and I thank y'all for coming on talking tonight. Y'all have a blessed night, okay? I'll see y'all next time. Bye.